Okay, this is a group shot with a 1500 Howa 1500 HCR with Hornady Precision Hunter. As you can see, they're .669. That's off of a bipod with a rear bag. This is the Bergara BMP, same ammo. That's about a little bit wider there. 6'4", about right in there. Pretty close to the same group. Two different rifles, Howa HCR 1500 and the Bergara BMP 14. I'll walk back up to the table here now. Those groups again were shot at 100 yards off of a bipod with a rear sandbag. I might have done better if I would just totally sandbagged them out, but I like some user interface. I don't really think you're learning anything throwing your gun up on a sandbag and bagging it out and pulling the trigger, other than maybe you learn the accuracy of the gun. Just one guy's opinion. I shoot with some bench rest shooters, and I see they have those precision rests and all that stuff, and that stuff's great if that's what you like to do. I like a more real world application. So the Howa HCR, dead air armament, muzzle brake, the camo. The interesting thing about this camo pattern is I have one of these and my uncle have one, and the camouflage is like a fingerprint. None of them are the same. I like the camo pattern. It's okay. This is an Athlon 624x50 Helos, first focal plane scope. Everybody has their own opinion about glass, so mine is that I don't have a lot of money to spend on glass, so I go with what works for me. The gun itself, you can see, shoots pretty good. We're shooting the Precision Hunter 143 grain ELDX. I changed out the trigger here, put a jarred trigger. I'm not a two-stage trigger guy. The two-stage trigger seemed a bit heavy to me. I adjusted it down as low as I could get it. Still wasn't getting the kind of groups I felt the gun could give me with the correct setup. So, changed the trigger. As you can see, it's just right there. A very nice trigger. Then we step over to the BMP. This is Bergara's moderately priced offering. I do find the action on the Bergara is a bit smoother than the Howa. The Howa, I don't know if it's that coating on there, tends to catch a little bit. It's not bad. It's just not as good as the Bergara. The Bergara seems a little more refined. The trigger on the Bergara is not as good now as the Howa. It's a bit heavier. There's no creep in the trigger. The gun itself shoots superbly. It's extremely accurate. I've had several different rounds in it, and seems to like the 140s and above. The 120s it doesn't seem to like very well, and that goes for both guns. The Howa didn't shoot the 120 very well either. And I say not very well. It's an inch and a half at 100 for both guns. The 140s with the BMP, I've literally stacked all of them in a very small hole, well under ½ inch. I've got some pictures I want to attach to this if I can. If I can't, well, have to use your imagination. They're pretty small. One hole 4-shot group with one flyer was outside, just measured .38, and that was with the 140 grain nozzlers. At range, I seem to shoot the Howa a bit better, and I think that's due to the trigger. The Howa is a bit beefier. It's a bit wider. It sits on the table a bit different. The Bergara is quite a bit more narrow. It's just a bit more refined. I really don't know how to explain it. It shoots well, but it's just a little more narrow. Their chassis is made in-house. In-house at Bergara, and the action, the B14 action's made in-house. The only thing that's not from the U.S. is the barrel. The barrel comes from Bergara. And Bergara, Spain. Anyways, you guys have any opinions? I'm shooting the Hawk scope. This is a 6-24 by 56 second focal plane sidewinder. Both scopes are great. I wanted a first focal plane that was more affordable. I found Athlon. I'm not been disappointed at all. The clarity's there. It's a very clear scope. The Hawk is very clear. Like I said, I'm not a big expensive glass guy, so that kind of varies the opinion. I've never owned good glass, so I say good glass. This glass is pretty good, but I've never had a Night Force or anything like that. I have Leopolds. I've had some Leopolds. But anyways, if you have any opinions or questions, post them below. Like I said, this is just one guy's opinion on two different rifles. Thanks for watching.